the recording. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Sister Dorine to share with us her testimony. I had this testimony when we met. It was the first time. And something about it just keeps ringing in my mind. And I thought to myself, there are many of us who go through situations and we react or respond differently. But somehow, Doreen, I must say, since the day we met, we prayed. I don't know how the people on call will respond. People respond differently. And thank God, Mama Antonina's prayed that would reach our hearts. But for me, there was a change. And even the prayers just touched my heart and I felt something different. So I believe some people who will listen to this are students in school, starting from probably right when you're born. I don't know where you're going to start. Somebody may have a question at some point, but the challenges and how you've been able to sustain, and even right now, through some of the challenges you are going on, you maintain the smile, you maintain focus. There's just something that God is doing in your life that I believe, among many other stories, and probably this is the beginning, like Mama Antonina's prayed, we'll have many more stories in days to come. So let me give you the chance right now. I'll leave my video on so that at least you feel you're talking to somebody. Sometimes it can be very lonely on call when you can't see your face. So karibu sana, and may God bless you as we listen. Karibu.
Asante. I just want to make sure that I'm loud and clear. I hope my sound no issues.
I can hear you.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for the platform. Thank you for the fellowship. I'm so humbled. I didn't see this coming. All I know is that I told God I would never put out my story out there unless He wants me to. And thank God for the opportunity. So I am a mature Kenyan, born on 4th of April, 1978. I began my school in Shimolatewa Nursery School, went to primary, Shimolatewa, Jogo Primary School, Kisii, Tameno Primary School, Kitale, Kimalel Primary School, Eldoret, where I finished my KCPE. I went to my high school at St. Clair's. It is in Maragoli for one term. Maybe later I will have to explain why I went to so many primary schools, right? And I would really wish for Dada Gweno to help me with the process, so that if I forget something, maybe a question can come in also, so that I don't overlook anything that I should say.
That's fine.
So So I began my high school at St. Clair's Maragoli. I went for one term. And after one term is when I lost my mom. Then I had to transit to Malava Girls High School for the rest of the 2 terms. That's term 2 and term 3. No, it's at Malava, term 2, that mom went to be with the Lord. Then at this point, I met my father, and he took up my education, continued to high school at Bishop Njenga Girls High School, Lugari, where I went for Form 2 until the end of my high school in 1999. So after 1999, life happened, and I had to find a decent way of living. And I ventured into house help work for 6 years. It is while I was doing house help work that I found myself in pastor.
Before you go on, I'd just like to ask you this. You mentioned about finding your father.
Yes.
Are you suggesting that he was not there before Mom passed on?
As far as I can remember, my dad was introduced to me when I was in nursery school. Then he disappeared for all those years. So all those years we used to have my mom, who was a single mother. And from my mom, we are two, my sister and I. I'm the elder one. Yes, so mom took care of me? No. After my dad disappeared, my grandmother came in to take care of me. So I lived with my grandmother the better part of my life until her death in class 4. After class 4, that my mom was forced to come in and take care of me after I was given to a relative of my grandmother that wasn't child-friendly.
Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean, child-friendly?
I have found out that she just doesn't like, is it that she doesn't like children or she doesn't like people's children? I really don't know how to explain that. Because she really mistreated me. And mistreatment that I would say it's a miracle that I'm sane. And for me, because of what she did, it was a miracle for me to graduate from a little girl to a young lady, if you know what I mean. So the first time I received my periods, mine was a miracle because of what I went through. I never knew I would grow up to be a normal young lady. That's a whole lot of a story.
I get. So we'll continue. So just to pick from where you are in high school, so it's dad is your dad who took you through high school?
Yes, my mom took me to Form 1 first term, then she went to be with the Lord. Then my dad came and said he didn't want me to not go to school when he is able to pay school fees. So he requested to be allowed to educate me. Okay. And that's how my dad lived my life.
Oh, so you can think a little bit about high school? Your high school experience.
High school. Wow. First term of my high school was hell on earth. Our school was a Catholic. So mom took me to school without school fees because there was no money. But I had to report to school so that I don't lose my position. So we got to school and we talked to sister. Well, I almost mentioned her name, but I don't know to mention names here. So we got to school and talked to sister, and mom promised that I should be admitted, that she would bring money. And mom had taken a loan. And so she came with the documents to prove to the school that money is coming. And little did I know that was the last time I would actually see my mom walk by herself. So I stayed in school for a whole term. Mom isn't communicating, and sister is getting agitated. And so I got into trouble. And so they want to send me back home, and I'm telling them, I don't even have fare to go home, number one. And no one was willing to give me fare to go back home. Then mom was also supposed to bring me to school with a full petticoat, which we didn't have because there was no money for shopping. She just managed to buy my school uniform and a mattress and a blanket and a bed sheet and slippers. So ours was, let's get to school and secure this position. So mom said, I'll come back after 1 month with the school fees and everything she needs in school. And up to the end of that term, we didn't hear from my mom. And so one day we are called for an impromptu assembly checkup, and I'm found without the full petticoat. and I get into trouble.
Of course, for people like Ayan who have no idea what that is. Oh, petticoats were mandatory with our uniforms, and I
Yes, they
still
were
know
mandatory.
schools. I still know schools where Form 1s must buy petticoats to go to school. Nisi says theirs.
Yes, we had to have a black one and a white one, as
Okay.
in mandatory, whether you're putting it on or not.
Yes.
And then those times they would say every girl would have to come to school with a boob top, if you know what I mean. Like it was a must, whether you're grown or not, we were just supposed to come with them. So I didn't have those things. And if you've been to a Catholic school, those people are very strict. So an impromptu assembly is called, and Dorine is found without these things. And you know, sisters would be looking through here and they would say, to my left, to my right. And I'm like, wow. So she calls me to the office and says, your mom lied to us. Your mom has stolen time from us. Your mom has done and done. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't even know what is happening. So she picks up a quarrel with me and she's like, you can't answer me when I'm talking. And I'm thinking, I thought I was trying to explain something, that my mom is not a thief. It's just that we don't know what is happening. And I was given a punishment. Sister ordered a tree to be cut. She told me to dig it out without cutting any part of the roots. I did that punishment.
What does that mean? You dig it out without cutting? You uproot it?
Yes, I had to dig with a djembe until where I could now pull it out.
A tree?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did that for 1 week, and I think my class started reacting like it's not fair, blah, blah, blah. And so they thought I'm influential in a way, and the punishment increased.
Oh.
Until my palms started bleeding. And I remember one Form 3 actually just came out and said, let me help you. I don't think it's for you to go through this yet. I'm not seeing any mistake here. So she came and helped me. And after she helped me, I was given another punishment in the dormitory to wash a whole dormitory.
Now, what was that for? Or for her helping you?
Yes. So I told them to stop. So I managed to do my punishment after 1 week, and my hands were weak and bleeding. My back was paining. In fact, looking back, I think it's the reason why I'm having the issues up to now. So when I finished, I sat for an exam, end-term exam, and schoolwork being closed. So I was so hurt. Number one, I don't know what is happening at home. I have been punished as if I have refused to pay school fees. So I go and pack my things, and our dormitory was not in the same compound with the administration academic block. So as I was carrying my box, passing by the administration block, people started screaming, Dorine is running out of school, Dorine is running away. And they came, picked my box from me, they took it back. I told them it's fine, you can remain with everything, but I'm not coming back. Let me find out what is happening to my mom. Whatever is happening to my mom, just know I am not coming back. And when I got home, I found my mom with the same clothes that she took me to school.
Recording in progress.
On bed. And I was shocked. I looked at her. I wanted to tell her what I went through in school. I thought I will be adding pain to her. And when she saw me, she sighed with joy And I remember the first word that came from her was like, my daughter, I am sorry I couldn't come to school. As you can see, I'm bedridden. Mom was smelling bad. Remember, the same clothes she brought me to school with, it means this mom has never been to the bathroom. So I look at mom and immediately I want to wash the whole house. I want to bathe her. I want to, I just want to clean up the mess.
So just a minute. Just a minute. So that time you are still in which form?
Just Form 1 first term.
Form 1 first term. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm coming home to find out, mom, mbona ukuleta school fees? Unajua nilitespa. Just because of, like the way teenagers can really jump on your mom and you want them to know. But the sight I was at home baffled me and I was tongue-tied. I just didn't say anything. In my uniform, I started washing the house. I bathed my mom, changed her beddings. And I couldn't ask. I was just waiting for her to tell me. And the only thing she told me, since the day I took you to school, I've not been able to get up from this bed. And I couldn't say anything. And she says, even that school fees, I don't have. So I asked, what will happen? Miss Itamaliza Shule. She said, my cousin says there's a school that can allow you in without school fees so that we just pay for second term and third term. And so that's how I changed my school from St. Clair's to Malaba Girls. Second term one. So I go to Malaba Girls and immediately after 3 weeks, I have this huge fat lady coming for me.